Blonde and not very receptive.
Really fat.
Rough.
Indecisive, because she can never make up her mind about what she wants.
Doesn't wear a lot of makeup.
A little bit cold, but still attractive.
Originally, Canada came from a native root. There was apparently a misunderstanding of when they first came. They were trying to ask them what this place was called, and the guy was saying Canada, Canada, and it meant like, I think it was like the city or the town or something like that. So they took it to mean that the whole place was called Canada. So that's how it got its roots.
I've seen Canada as a ship that was gonna take me and save me from drowning, and I kinda jumped on the ship and I survived.
It's one of the better places in the world to live.
Maybe Canada is nice because everybody is allowed to find their own little cave. In the end, you have a country of a lot of people in caves.
It's home, especially when I'm away.
It's been nice in that nobody steals my shoes every day, which is good.
We have the largest building ever made, the tallest building ever made, which is the CN Tower.
Maybe Niagara Falls. They have lots of trees.
We have a Canada Day.
We've kind of lost the main reason for doing it, which was to celebrate our country more. Now it's more of a day to just more of a holiday for most people.
Maple syrup. I didn't really like it at the first, and then I realized you have to like it, and I learned to like it. Because you're eating every day and saying this is good, this is good, this is good.
We have the only dome structure, which is the Sky Dome, now known as the Rogers Center. Or wait,
I don't.
Air Canada Center is one. Rogers Center is the other one. Hockey's definitely a big part of our culture. Most people rely on it for entertainment. Like when the hockey season is over, people don't know what to do with their life.
Tim Horton was a hockey player. Something happened to him, so he had to leave playing hockey. So he started up Tim Hortons.
There was a car company that was originally started here, but I don't even know if it's still.
It got bought out.
Yeah, it got bought out. So
It got bought out by Americans, so
is Kellogg's a Canadian company?
I don't think so.
All right, if there is a big name, we don't know it's Canadian. More than half our channels are on television even are American. We don't watch Canadian film here because American films have more of everything in it.
So I think the real issue is not that we speak the same language as the United States, but that we have a close physical proximity.
A lot of people mistook me for being American.
Sometimes they might think I could be English, for example. Sometimes I know because on our vehicle we put a Canadian flag.
You could really tell the difference between Americans who've come up and lived in my area and those that are native, I guess, to our region because of the arrogance and ignorance of both of the Americans, and just they say that we're more knowledgeable of the world community than the Americans are themselves.
I like to buy Canadian apples sometimes. I don't know, there's usually about 5 stacks that are from the US and 1 that's Canadian. And then I go and find the ones that aren't so shiny.
I'm sure there's a beer somewhere that's brewed by Canadians, created by Canadians.
I have Canadian citizenship, yes. I'm Canadian, yes. You know, I had other offers. A lot of country wanted me to go there, and I chose Canada.
And why did you choose Canada instead
What?
of...
Well, flag's awesome.
The leaf is really pointy.
I would rather have the pre-Lester Pearson Canadian flag that we had in the 1960s and earlier. I thought that flag said more about where Canada came from, that it had more of a historical substance to it. Whereas the new flag, in some respect, seemed to be kind of an arbitrary invention.
If you take China versus Canada, China has thousands of years of background, and Canada has hundreds.
Canadian history is really like young history, and It's actually like things that happened 50 years ago. That's like the highlights of the Canadian history. So there's not really much to identify with, except for the flag and love for the freedom and country we have here. Hockey, curling, things that people knows us in the world about, and spirit, people's love, tolerance. But other than that, it's country where people live, work, sleep.
I guess its identity, I think, would be multicultural. Did you see that episode of Seinfeld where the man says, "No soup for you," and they were an Asian person born and raised here, then they'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," and they would seem more similar to me.
We have people from Laos, China. We got a lot of Jamaicans in our area. We have a lot of Dutch, and Swiss people. I know the Dutch have their own Dutch store.
Maybe we have an identity or a sense of an identity, but I don't think it's based on reality so much.
Well, the whole time I was here, being in Canada, you're you're separate from the rest of the world. You're in a little bubble. I'm not sure how much the rest of the world even thinks of Canada.
Future.
Yeah.
A lot of robots.
I think we're going to become a lot more Americanized in the future.
We're still going to prosper as other countries prosper.
It's really strange talking about Canada as a person. I wanted to say Canada won't cry if I leave. Canada won't hug me if I stay. So what does Canada think about you? It's pretty insensitive, I think.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true your love, and all
And then
thy
it goes,
sons coming with glowing hearts we see. Your arms are true, nor strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada,
We stand on God for thee. God keep our land.
That's the problem. I know, and more I do, less I know, because I always don't listen through the end. But it goes like na 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 na.